Hi, I'm Matt from eSpares. In this video, I'll be showing you how to change the wash motor in a Hotpoint dishwasher. If your wash motor makes a loud buzzing noise, or it squeals when running, or it doesn't spray water at all, you'll need to replace it. Safety first, always unplug an appliance before carrying out any work. In order to access, I'll be needing to remove the bottom plate. So to do that, I first need to take the bottom basket out and the filters in order to drain water in and around the sump. So grab a wash bowl and a sponge and simply lift the excess water from the sump using the sponge into the bowl. With all the water drained from the sump, now close the door, turn the machine round. So the next thing we need to do is disconnect the water supply and also disconnect this hose as well. I need to undo these 3 screws to release the base plate, and once the machine is on its back, these aren't accessible, so it has to be done first. With those 3 screws removed, I can then spin the dishwasher around and lay it on its back. With the dishwasher now on its back, I need to undo these 3 screws that hold the base plate in. With the 3 screws removed, you can lift off the base plate, and on the underneath is a switch in case that the machine floods. So just disconnect the electrical connector and the base plate is now free. And here we have the wash motor here. It's connected to the machine via 3 hoses. And this one at the back is quite difficult to access. So in order to gain access to the wash motor, I'm going to disconnect the drain pump. So it's just 1 screw that holds it in position, electrical connectors, and then twist it out of place. With the drain pump out of the way, I next need to disconnect the electrical connectors to the wash pump. 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom. There is a spring clip, a large spring clip holding the wash motor in place. So what I'm going to do is, using the palm of my hand, to put a little bit of pressure and the clip should release, but it's a very sharp edge here along the outside of the cabinet, so I'm just going to put a cloth down to protect my wrist. Now, the only thing holding the wash pump in place is the 3 rubber hoses and these manufacturer clips here. These manufacturer clips aren't meant to be reused, so if you're doing this replacement, it's a good idea to have some Jubilee clips in order to replace these ones. Easy enough to remove these hoses. Grab yourself a pair of pump pliers, get a nice grip around the hose and the clip, and then a little bit of movement whilst pushing the wash motor down should release the hose, like so. Once the top one's out of the way, I can then move on to this one. Exactly the same process. Use your pump pliers to get a good grip and then just ease the wash motor away from the hose. And with those 2 out the way, I can now do exactly the same to the last one. Even though we drained the sump, there may be some fluid inside the wash pump still, so it's a good idea to have a cloth handy to catch any of that. Before we put in our replacement wash pump, we've got to first remove the spring mounting clip at the bottom of the old pump and put it onto our replacement. Before we do so, make sure you know exactly how it fits in place on the wash pump. See, the lower arm of the clip is in correlation to the upper pipe on the wash motor here. Easy enough to remove. Turn it clockwise to release the spring. Grab your replacement pump, put it in place nice and firmly on the bottom, turning it clockwise to get it in place. And once in position, you can then twist it into the same position it was on the old pump. Now, before I put the replacement pump in the dishwasher, I now need to remove the old manufacturer's clips from the hoses and replace them with the Jubilee clips. With all the Jubilee clips in place, I can use the spring mounting at the bottom, reattach that to the dishwasher, make sure it's firmly in place before reattaching the two rear hoses. And then tightening the Jubilee clips on those two. With the two rear hoses reattached, I can now attach the top hose and tighten up the final Jubilee clip. With all the clips nicely tightened, I can reconnect the electrical connections. And replace the drain pump. When replacing the drain pump, make sure these little pips come all the way up. If you twist it too early, these can break off. So make sure you're twisting it and it's nice and firm. I can then replace the locking screw and then the anti-flood switch and base plate. With those three screws in place, I can now lift the dishwasher upright, replace the three screws at the back as well. With the base plate now screwed into position, I can replace the hose at the back. Now all I need to do is to replace the bottom basket and the filters inside. So there we have it, one new wash motor fitted to this Hotpoint dishwasher. Spares for dishwashers and all other appliances can be found on the eSpares website. Thanks for watching.